Hey now, and welcome down to KC Toy Reviews. We are here today with RoboCop from the piece of crap RoboCop 3 movie that should have never existed. However, I am still blessed that it does exist because we have this amazing masterpiece by Hot Toys that lies in front of us. So, whether he's RoboCop from part 1, 2, or 3, it still brings back those fantastic memories from my childhood. And while he does have a steep price tag, it's pretty obvious already if this guy's worth your time, effort, and money. If you aren't all curious about those details, then let's go ahead and dive right the hell goddamn in. Alright, so here we are with RoboCop from the piece of crap RoboCop 3 movie. Now I wanted to start with this shot here specifically because of this very impressive jetpack that Hot Toys has included. And well, if you do remember the movie, you will remember the ridiculous jetpack part. And obviously it was foreshadowed and teased several times through the movie, and when he eventually donned it and flew it at the end, and yes, you heard me correctly, RoboCop flew at the end. It was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen, probably to this day. The special effects were horrible. It made no sense. And I don't know, maybe I'm the odd man out, call me crazy, but I actually enjoyed RoboCop 2 more than part 1. I loved part 1, loved part 2, but man, part 3 was just one big pile of crap. But anyways, I'm going on a tangent about that movie. Let's really hyper-focus on this incredibly detailed jetpack that has been included. Push aside the piece of crap movie, I think this thing looks incredible. The details, the paint application, the beefiness of it, it just truly has this incredible shelf presence. And as we can see when we flip it to the back, just that incredible attention to detail. The gunmetal paint application with the pistons, the wires, all mixed with this just beautiful futuristic look, pulls this jetpack together brilliantly. I mean, call me crazy, but maybe this is what we as collectors truly love about the hobby. But this sight alone, I could probably just sit here and stare at this for 20 to 30 minutes. I just cannot believe the level of detail that's included in this, and might as well show it in this shot. You can unclip it from the wrist, and then these side things just move. So you have basically little ball joints throughout here. Then you can twist and turn this thing up around downtown, right, come around downtown, right down, downtown, right down. And then you clip it right back onto the wrist, as simple as that. And that way you can move this arm up and down, and this thing will flow nicely with it as you move it. And just to show you how nice it flows and comes on and off, we just unplug the wrist piece there, and then there's this little magnet system that grabs it on the back, and boom. Bada bing, bada boom. And look at inside of the details, just insane. I love the contrast with the yellows and the little red wires in between there. This is probably one of the coolest accessories I've seen included with a Hot Toy in a long time. And then even these two little top pieces that kind of flow down in the shoulder piece here, they can shift up and down, come around downtown. Insane, this thing. My God. I mean, how can I not make a jetpack sound and fly this thing out of here? Alright, so there's a couple things we can blast out right in this shot alone. So for starters, I'm pretty sure the chest piece that I have here is the quote-unquote special edition. So it's as easy as that. You can take that off there. I don't know, am I crazy? But that looks totally like a speaker. I know that it's not, but it looks like a speaker. Anyways, we can plug the other one back on, as simple as that. I am a big fan of weather damaged and battle damage type of stuff, so I prefer this one here a lot more. But you do have a clean option if you want that on there, or you have this battle damaged one here. Next up, we have the chin face sculpts, whatever the hell we want to call them. So we have 3 different options. Look at them wiggling up in there. It's kind of creepy. What you do is you just pull the helmet off here. You would remove this piece here. I'm too lazy to do it right now, but you understand how to do it. And then you just put this piece, zoop, right back down there. And those are the 3 options. And good time to show. Just look at the skin tone, the paint application, just insane quality on these Hot Toys pieces, as always. I cannot stop looking at that one all the way to the right there. Whoo! He's either singing to us or calling his dog over here or something. I don't know. Something about that one. And I know, we all know it's the very stereotypical RoboCop look when he's like shooting. They had to include that. So if you know RoboCop, it is actually, in my opinion, the most necessary of all of them. But yeah, It's cool. Ultimately, they have 4 different options. And RoboCop without a face, just in case you were wondering what it looked like. Now, next up, as far as the accessory department, let's go through the weapons. Now, there are 2 weapons included. We have a die-cast one and a plastic one. Comment below. I'm still confused why we have a plastic and a die-cast one. Now, first guess would be, well, the plastic one is much easier to hold, and, well, that's a good time to show you here. I can't, for the life of me, get this to hold the gun properly. So you can kind of get it in there, but it just looks stupid. I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting that gun in the hand, and it's like wobbly in there. Just really confused why they didn't come with a sculpted holding the pistol hand. Just super confused. Because this is a pain in the ass, and it just does not hold it properly. Oh, he's going to shoot himself. He's not going to be able to hold the goddamn die-cast one if he can't hold the plastic one. So I'm just baffled. It's cool, it's included, but it seems like a useless accessory. I was thinking the die-cast one might plug into his leg where you have the gun holster there, but it doesn't open, so I'm still confused what the hell this die-cast one is for. Comment below if you know. And one of my favorite accessories as well. Take this hand off. The classic RoboCop, what do we call this? Jackknife thing? Because he jacks into computers with it and kills people. So his little hacker jackknife. Oh my God, I almost pulled his helmet off and he fell. Well, he almost fell. He didn't fall. Thank God. He is die-cast. Good time to mention that. So if he fell, he would make a ridiculously loud noise, especially if he fell in your DTOF. He would probably smash through the shelves, so I'd be careful how you display him. I'm going to go ahead and display him on the bottom shelf on mine. Bottom Hot Toys has absolutely killed it on this guy. If you flip him to the bickety back here, look at RoboCop's ass plus his back details. I mean, personally, I couldn't sleep without knowing what RoboCop's ass is going to look like on this Hot Toy figure. But now we know, and also we can tell these incredible details on the back, just these little ins and out, up and down, come around downtown. And then as far as the arm articulation, you have a pretty good bend here. It's almost like a little plastic suit underneath there, so I would be very careful what you do with that. But it doesn't go too much past that 90 there, so think about that just as a single jointed elbow. The fingers on the hand have full articulation, so you can bend them and kind of put whatever the hell you want. You can do a little middle finger action there. Yep, it's immature, but I had to do it. We could do the rock sign there. Yeah. Or Spider-Man. It looks like Spider-Man, not just a rock sign. Shooting some spider webs. Now, let's say you're getting bored of slinging some spider webs. What you do is you pull, pull it right from the back here. You pull it back a little bit further than just the wrist piece. Boom. So you have these 2 pieces that you pull off. Then we have the hand cannon. Yeah, that's right. RoboCop had a hand cannon in that movie as well. Now, on top of the hand cannon, you have this smoke effect missile that you can plug right in there and shoot out of there, so that's pretty cool as well. Get that in the shot. Oh, and then you just plug this one all around downtown, and there we go. Looks almost like a harpoon. We have very similar range down here, just basically a single joint down there. And then on the back here, you have this little back piece on the ankle that actually moves, shifts up and down. Be really careful with that piece. It doesn't look like it's in good shape already. There's like a slight little bend on mine. Oh, it doesn't look like it's in good. Look at how straight this one is. Look at this one. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a slight bend in that one. So, yeah, be careful when you go. Oh, I see what happened. It came right out. Come around downtown, Ricky Tattle Day. What in the world? And if anybody cares, we have that rubber suit thing underneath the legs here as well. And just a quick look at the feet here. Pretty badass. I think there's some good articulation in the feet. You know what? I lied. Seems like it's just an up and down motion there. I can't seem to turn that. Leg turns, but yeah, articulation on this guy is nothing to rave about. Little flippity flop to the tip of his foot there. Yeah, it looks like just a straight up and down. That's okay. RoboCop has pretty limited movements as it is. So I think for the poses that you're going to do, the feet work just fine. Yeah, I'm just in awe at the detail of this thing. Look at the detail on those legs. I'm going to go out and say it. Those are some sexy RoboCop legs. And last up, we have a stand. I'm not going to spend too much time here and spin our wheels. We have a waist grabber on this, not a crotch grabber. Actually, it looks a little bent up already because of the way it's grabbing his waist with this just intense tightness. But other than that, I mean, the stand does everything it's needed to do. We have the OCP symbol right on the bottom of the stand, and then branded right in front of it, we have the RoboCop name. So the fact that a stand's included, it holds him up decently. I mean, I think, again, it grabs his waist absurdly tight. But you are going to want to put this guy on a stand, especially if you have him on one of your glass shelves in the DTOF. And there we have it. RoboCop, from the piece of crap RoboCop 3 movie that should have never existed. Let's hold that thought for a second and say, well, maybe if it didn't exist, they wouldn't have been able to afford the license from RoboCop 1 and 2. Keep in mind they had a different actor for RoboCop 3, and because it was such a piece of crap movie, perhaps getting the likeness of RoboCop from that movie was far cheaper than Part 1 and 2. Love Part 1, enjoyed Part 2 actually more than Part 1, not sure if I'm the minority on that one, and then we have the piece of crap garbage Part 3. But it has spawned this beautiful figure by Hot Toys, and I am not complaining whatsoever. As we know, there are a couple other versions of RoboCop out there that are basically in a grail status now because of how much money they are. So getting this one at market rate prior to them selling out, and well, I'm fortunate to say if you're watching this video, they probably have already all sold out. Well, I personally was excited, and you might still be able to get one and nab one around that market rate price, but they have sold out and they will go up in price over time. He's die cast. The paint application on both the jetpack and throughout RoboCop himself are absolutely stellar. The quality from top to bottom is amazing. There's some small gripes that I have with the way he's holding that gun because I am, like I said, just absolutely perplexed that they didn't include a hand sculpted to just hold that gun. Maybe I'm crazy and it's in the box and I missed it or something, but just getting that thing into his hand and holding it felt ridiculously janky. And let's not mention that they included an even heavier die-cast weapon with him, so I'm just a little bit baffled at the choice of the weapons. But the big machine gun missile launcher one that clips onto his other hand, it might not be that very classic stereotypical gun that he always has, but it looks cool and it feels great on the shelf. And then the last two things to hone in on, of course, would be that we have swappable faces. And the last couple of things to really hone in on is that we have those swappable chins. The chest piece we can swap out between a clean one and the damaged one. And then we have that computer jacking knife thing that goes on his hands. I'm not even sure the real purpose of it. I know that he hacks into computers, and I also know that he kills people with it. So it is a multi-purpose accessory that comes with him that'll help bring out that really classic RoboCop look if you're having trouble with that gun as I did. So with all that said, I think it's a great segue to slap a score on this guy, and I mean, this is basically a masterpiece. I'm not sure you can really get much better than this in a 1/6 scale format. So this is probably going to be a rather high score. And the only reason it didn't get higher is because of the way we have that gun that's just really baffles me, the way he holds it in his hands there. So, drum roll. I think the score that I'm going to go with is a 9.6 out of 10. Very rarely do I go that high, but as he spins in front of us, as we tinkered with him through the video, this is basically a flawless masterpiece 1/6 scale representation of RoboCop. Yes, RoboCop 3 is a piece of crap, but I don't think anybody is really gonna second guess that this is from RoboCop 3 unless you have that jetpack slapped to his back. Because this does look like your classic RoboCop. It looks amazing, has a little bit of a bluish hint through it. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up too much through this video, but he does have these blue hints throughout the body there. And well, at a 9.6 out of 10, and if you are a RoboCop fan, you would be insane not to pick this guy up. So, with all that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here today with RoboCop from the piece of crap RoboCop 3 movie. And I will say this right now, if Hot Toys ever came out with Kane from RoboCop 2, or if they do a reissue on Ed 209, I will poopy my kadoopy. You heard it here first. Catch you guys next time. And you know what? Usually I do this thing where I pull them off. This is the perfect time to do it with a jetpack.